Christmas. Yeah, December the 16th, 8:20 in the morning. Booked. Thank you very much.
Oh, I see you sent some people to my Discord. I was thinking of doing that, so that's good. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, well, Larry was just asking what the name was. I thought, right, I'll stick the link in there. And
because you guys have all got the admin rights to it anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh, shit, we've gone live. I can mute the, there we go.
Okay, you can mute that, yep. Yes, we are now live. Why are people?
You're live on Channel 4. Channel 4, please do not swear. What?
Not yet. Give it 15 minutes. Whatever it is. There's no time YouTube streams before you can swear. I can't swear until
it's something stupid like the first 30 seconds or the first minute. Because we have this problem on Pipstream on a Friday night sometimes. You just got to chill for a couple of minutes and then just go for it.
Yep. So if people do want to try and jump into my Discord, you're welcome to. I'm not quite sure how I've got it set up at the moment, but we should see you try and get in. And oh, there's a Fishbio. Who's that? Fishbio. G'day, Fishbio, whoever you are. Because I was thinking of using the Discord for anyone who wanted to post it stuff, because obviously you're a bit limited on what you can do in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
So I'll put that up as well and keep an eye on that. If anyone puts anything up in there. What am I doing? Okay. G'day guys. G'day everyone out there. We're obviously running because we've got I can hear noises, which shows we're going out to the YouTube world. And I've just popped this chat up so I can see anyone who talks to us. So how's your week been?
That always helps. Wet.
Wet?
Very, very wet.
Oh, that's right. You actually had
just wet.
You've had some floods and stuff, haven't you?
This huge storm system battering the UK. But if you can picture like a very enlarged hurricane, the eye of the hurricane or this storm has sat pretty much over the East Midlands. So everywhere else in the country has been getting battered silly and washed away in floods, and we're just
exactly.
It's a bit windy out there.
That's it. Yeah.
I didn't think I was getting home from Latham's yesterday at one point.
Really?
All right.
Well, on the way there, I have to use a foot-stroke cycle path that is not tarmac.
Yeah.
But it's that sort of eggshell, there's that broken seashell stuff. So it's normally fine for the chair. Well, there's obviously some underwater drainage going on, and it's opening up holes in the path. Holes about 6 inches wide.
Oh, right. Mm.
And there's a trench, and it's basically now a trench across the whole path. And as I went round it, I could feel the wheel closest to it starting to sink. So yeah, I thought best I come back up the road. Get to the other end of the path. Guess where the river is? Correct. It's in the road.
Yeah. It's in the road, yeah.
So I go over and get me shopping in Latham's, come back, and round on the road, it's only, a couple of inches deep, if that. So I figure, well, that'll be all right. I'll manage that. I might annoy a few motorists if somebody decides they're coming the other way, because I ain't getting off the Crown of the road until I'm at the other end.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. It got to about 6 inches deep at one point.
Whoa. That's a bit worrying when you're on the scooter. Oh, sorry, the motorised wheelchair.
Where are all the control electronics?
Yeah. And the bottom, of course.
At the bottom, at the back. Are they inside a
waterproof?
Are they inside an IP66 enclosure? Or are they inside nothing?
Nothing. Lots of fresh air and excitement.
Yes, they're behind the plastic bit that makes it look nice.
You need a Kettenkrad.
Yes, I do.
Nothing would have stopped that. You'd have been all right, man. I promise you got to be able to get in the damn thing.
Now what I need is a Kettenkrad, but that's been modified so you can just drop the back down. I drive the wheelchair up into it and sit in the controls.
Yeah.
And it's still
The
semi-tracked.
engine's in the way. The engine's pretty much sort of, your driver's almost sitting on it. I think from memory, the driver might be sitting on top of the gearbox, and then the engine's behind him, and then that's why you've got a separate compartment in the back, because I think the engine's in the middle from memory. But fucking chair, yeah, you'd have been all right in that, because they are properly off road.
I was all right. I was able to tilt the actual seat back far enough that my feet didn't get anywhere near the water.
Oh, good.
And at least it was very nice, clean looking water. I mean, normally floods look very unpleasant.
Brown, and you don't want to be in them.
Yeah.
This was perfectly
it's just
clear.
You come out of the sewers.
This was perfectly clear. You could literally see every detail of the road surface, even when it was like 4-6 inches deep.
Bloody hell.
River. Tidal river.
Yeah, well, that's probably it then, because given the state of our rivers at the moment, the wonderful governments have basically said, yeah, you pump what you want into it.
That's fun.
Yeah, we spent hundreds of years cleaning our rivers up, and now it's like, yeah, whatever. It's only sewage. Nobody will mind.
Yeah. Can't do that much damage, can it? No one's going to drink it, right? Oh yeah, speaking of safety videos, I found this safety video. You've probably seen it.
Also, remember, I'm in a national park, aren't I?
Yes.
Yes. Here we go. Can you hear that playing, by the way? Oh, now. Can you hear that now?
No sound.
No. And sound.
Oh, my precious.
My precious. Obviously you can see it. Now, let's work it.
Oh, we can see it, but we can't hear bugger all.
Let's see. Why can't you hear? Should be able to hear.
Put your ear closer to the monitor.
It's got subtitles. There you go. Oh, yeah. Here, let me play. Let's see if it says it's playing. It says it's playing. Let's try again. Okay, ready? Is that loud enough? Does that work?
Couldn't hear a thing.
Couldn't hear a thing. Says it's going out.
What was that? Just heard something.
Just heard something. Yeah, I think. I'll try again. You should hear nice Elvish music. Obviously not.
No.
Okay.
We did hear it for a second.
Yeah, somebody said something in foreign.
In foreign.
Oh, well, they can hear it out in YouTube land. We just can't hear it in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's always the issue.
Why is that so? Because you can hear me coming through there. Okay. Why is that slider not coloured? My desktop audio slider, which is the one you should be hearing through, is turned off. Okay. Oh, well, chat among yourselves for a second. I'll sort that out. Rhubarb. So, the floods...
I think Timbo needs to get himself... I think Timbo needs to get himself a banana.
Get a banana, you reckon? That might work. I have thought about it, because
A banana really would help.
Well, definitely allow me to control some of the sounds because sometimes the guys are really quiet, right? Particularly when I'm trying to play back, etc. And I think that might solve some of those issues.
It probably would.
I reckon there's definitely something in OBS decided to go a bit weird. Anyway, I meant to say hello, Blue. How are you?
Hello, Timbo. I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Mm.
Just the usual problems going on. My microphone's right, and this is right. This is what happens when you rush in very quickly and get a chance to check everything out. I don't want to have to restart. What's it? That would be a pain. OBS. That's really weird. Lock volume. Well, that's a start. Okay, let me play this again. Where's that YouTube video gone? Play that for a second.
Welcome to Middle Earth, my friend. I'm here to guide you on your journey.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, good. Okay. Try again. That's such a funny video. Okay. Okay, they rushed to the airport, they're on the plane. This is the safety video on the plane.
So cease your rebel rousing and listen very carefully and obey all crew member instructions and all illuminated signs. If the seatbelt sign were to illuminate, return to your seat right away. Make sure all valuables at your feet are pushed under the seat in front of you.
And fasten your seatbelt low across your hips. Although we recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened through the flight, if you do need to get up, release by lifting the lever or pressing down on the button.
Oxygen is precious to you beyond measure. So if an oxygen mask should drop down from above, pull down on the mask, place over your nose and mouth and adjust the elastic on both sides for a secure fit. There's no need to sound the alarm if the bag doesn't inflate. There's plenty of oxygen flowing through freely.
If you have halflings or young ones, secure your own mask before helping with theirs.
If there's a mishap during takeoff or landing, brace yourself on the seat in front of you. I myself prefer the more compact method. Put your hands on your head, your elbows on either side of your legs, and your feet flat on the floor.
When seated in Business Premier, sit upright, rest your hands on your thighs, and keep your feet firmly on the floor.
Life jackets are easily put on while seated. Just rip open the pouch, slip it over your head, clip the waistbands together and tighten.
In economy class, it's located under your seat. If you're seated in a sky couch, it's in your leg rest. In premium economy, it's here under your seat, and if you're seated in Business Premier, it's located here beside you.
Okay, how many have been to Business Premier? No.
Inflate your life jacket by pulling on the red tab, but only when leaving the aircraft.
If you need to inflate the life jacket a bit more, roll into the mouthpiece!
Crew will provide cute little life jackets for our littlest people, should you need one.
Smoking anything, including electronic cigarettes, anywhere on board is forbidden territory, as it's dangerous.
We have lighting in each aisle to guide the way out if it's dark. Your crew are now pointing out your exits.
Your nearest exit could be behind you. Count the rows to the exit so you know the fastest route out.
And cut.
It's time to stow all electronic devices.
As you're on board a 777 aircraft, lightweight handheld electronic devices may be used at any time.
For more information, please refer to your safety card or ask one of the flight attendants.
Thank you for embarking upon your journey with...
You get thirst.
They got a few of the original sort of casting, didn't they? And
Oh yeah. They got a fair few. It's probably one of the most expensive safety videos ever made for a plane.
They clearly couldn't get Gandalf, but
no.
But yeah, they got Frodo and they got Peter Jackson. So
yeah, a couple of them. I wasn't quite sure who the old guy. I think a few New Zealanders in there.
Wizard had got bird shit on his shoulder. I can't remember. I can never remember his bloody name.
Well, he's in The Hobbit. He's the guy that plays the the Brown Wizard. Is it Brown Wizard? You know the.
Yeah, he was also he was also the last Doctor Who in classic Doctor Who.
Yes.
It's Sylvester McCoy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. Sylvester McCoy.
And I suspect more people have watched this safety video off the plane than actually on them. But
yeah.
Been around for a while. I don't know. I came across
I've not seen that one before.
I think I came across it when I was floating around earlier today. I was going to say. I'm just clicking on this because it was already there.
Nonsense.
Do you want to watch a Leo while we're already started? I don't know. I found Leo's a bit annoying. Well, more annoying than lately in the last few videos I've watched. He seems to have gone on this.
They've all got annoying voices.
Well, yeah, he's gone on this. Let's all be nice and aren't I wonderful because I'm not going crook at this guy who went crook at me type thing type. I don't even sure who he was. Let's see if it's this one. I think this one's a different one. I don't think I've even seen this one. Yeah, we'll play it. We'll see.
This nonsense just came up in my feed. But first, a quick lowdown on this.
I agree. This nonsense did just come up in my feed.
Silliness.
We can't see it.
The Lucy spacecraft.
You can't see
Lucy is a NASA space probe on a 12-year journey
there we go.
to 8 different asteroids.
Isn't it?
It's a bit quiet.
The Lucy spacecraft.
I don't know if I can turn him up. I'll see.
Centerpiece of a $981 million mission. Okay.
Is that any louder? Hang on, I'll play some more.
And this is the silliness that came up in my feed. Lucy spacecraft does a flyby asteroid Dinkanesh and discovers it's got a moon. Look. You're definitely going to need some sci-fi, spacey, spooky, edgy music to accompany this silly cartoon, I can tell you.
And?
Now, making the image pixelated and making it worse doesn't give it any more validity whatsoever. You showed us a cartoon in high definition and you're expecting people like myself to take that serious. You're hoping I'm going to buy into the music.
I don't think we expect you to
and
take
then
it seriously.
somehow, like, oh, they're struggling to focus here with this pixelated tosh to try and get us to go, oh, they had a hard time focusing as they flew by the asteroid on ludicrous speed through the vacuum, but it was worth it because when the camera actually focused, we noticed the cartoon asteroid had a moon. Ridiculous.
And? Is that it?
Yeah.
And?
Now I'm going to pause it there. Now, who actually believes this tosh?
Me?
Speak up. Don't be
Me?
afraid.
I'm not. I do.
Be proud that you actually believe in cartoons as proof and justification for $981 million missions.
Strangest bloody cartoon.
I'm sure
I've
that
ever seen.
money could be spent a lot better.
Oh, look.
Elsewhere.
Perspective works. It's got bigger.
Yeah, as you
Yeah.
got closer. Yeah.
I'll probably put you off by saying that, but if you actually do believe that cartoon is real, please say so in the comments. I'd love to hear your reasoning for that. I mean, we even get a cartoon interpretation in artist's impression of the spacecraft. Now, for the record, no one doubts a firework, a rocket took off. In this instance, what would it have been? An Atlas V rocket. So no one doubts there was a firework display. But from then on, it's just an expensive cartoon fest.
I pity
Like
anyone
I
who
say,
knows
if
me in
you
real life.
actually
I really do.
believe these cartoons are
I sometimes wonder if some of these guys hide themselves in real life. Yeah, what do they do? They talk about this?
proof
or
of
do they...
anything, please speak up.
Well, he spends
Well,
most of his
good
time
weekend,
sat up in a crane cab on his own, doesn't he?
We used to, yeah. Well, that was a bit of nothing.
Yeah.
I do have. So what's it like out there in Peanut Land? I don't even have a mystery scientist for you. We could make up some letters, and you've got to come up with a scientist that fits the letters. Let's think of someone. E. There you go. That won't take them long. Can you think of someone that starts with A? A-E.
Sure, it's not EA. Eric the Aardvark.
No. What did he discover? I haven't read that book.
He went quantity surveying.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. That's a deep Monty Python dive, that one.
It sounds like it. Who did I listen the other day? Which of the Pythons wrote Eric the Viking?
Eric the Viking. Sorry, I'm just having a senior moment here.
Because they also wrote...
Was it Eric Idle? Did Eric Idle write that?
No, I don't think so, because they also wrote The Labyrinth for the Henson Spielberg film. Apparently.
The Labyrinth with David Bowie and the rather uncomfortable looking codpiece.
Yeah.
What we're hoping was a codpiece.
Yeah, that's the one.
Was it Eric? Was that written?
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. No. No, it wasn't him.
Oh, I should have gone for the obvious answer. Because of course it was a film, and the only Python who still makes films.
Yeah.
No, it's two of them. It's the two Terrys. Terry Jones and Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam being the American one.
It's Jones. Hang on, I've got to Google this now. Who wrote Eric the Viking? I have to sound it out because I don't spell it right. Terry Jones.
Oh, yes, that's right. We lost Terry Jones a little while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, he wrote Eric the Viking.
He always played one of the pepper pots, as they called them, one of the little old ladies. Oh, look, there's a dead bishop on the landing.
Yes. Fun stuff.
What diocese is he? How do I know that? Tattooed on the back of the neck.
I think they're quite clever, those guys.
They were very clever. And if you watch any of the series, you'll see that it was also very experimental, because some of it was incredibly funny and some of it was just like, nah, that didn't work. And if that didn't work, I'd hate to see the other stuff that they thought didn't work. But when they got it right, my God, did they get it right? It's some of the funniest stuff you've ever seen. I mean, Scott of the Sahara, but he was too tall. He was too short. So they had him stood on these big stone blocks. Then he was too tall. So they dug a trench and had him stand on the blocks inside the trench to bring his height back down. And it was Scott of the Sahara and the giant 20-foot electric killer penguin.
Yes.
It's completely out there. I think anybody ever thought of doing anything like that before, but as we've seen with some of the classic sketches and of course the films, when they got it right, my God, they got it right.
Yes. Do you know, it's been a very, 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 very quiet week for Flat Earth, I think. Except for, apparently, but I don't have any video because I can't find any. Whitset has apparently discovered an alternative to gravity. Hey, Blue, are you there? Because I believe he talked about it in that other Discord channel that I don't go to much, that you are...
MMM.
MMM.
I did, yeah, they did post a 4 or 5 hour long chunk. And I thought, if that's all Witsit, I'm not fucking listening to it.
It's just more Witsit word salad, that's all.
Yeah, no surprise.
My understanding it's the usual electrostatics, right?
I didn't pay enough attention to be able to actually tell you.
I heard bits and pieces from different people, but they said, yeah, it's pretty much electrostatics. And
well, it's going to be. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And he goes into a whole lot of detail about how it's one way, and someone said, and then he goes into another way, and some people said, but you just said it was this way. And he's saying it's the opposite. So, yes, I think it's just word salad.
I think Witsit is on the verge of becoming a geocentrist.
Yeah. I have heard that he doesn't think Flat Earth is working for him, but he doesn't want to give up his beliefs, so he's going for geocentrism instead of...
That's going to confuse a lot of flirts, because a lot of flirts think geocentrism is the flat Earth.
Yes, I know. I don't think they understand the problem is the difference, really.
Which just highlights how abnormally stupid they are, because what's the shape of the Earth in geocentrism?
A globe, of course.
It's not flat.
well, it can still be stationary, though. That's what they want. Okay, well, we've been saying it's flat and stationary. Okay, if we can't have both, let's pick one. So let's go with the stationary.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, the Earth is stationary. Gotcha.
Yeah, in a geocentric.
With the sun orbiting the Earth and all the planets orbiting the sun, the Earth. For some reason, the planets would rather orbit the sun than the Earth. But
yes, which makes them very interesting orbits, shape-wise.
Yes, and you absolutely could. It absolutely could work that way if you weren't breaking so many rules, so many laws of physics.
Yeah.
But it is an absolute mess. I mean, you have to look at the path the planets have to take when that happens, and it's ridiculous.
Yes, and obviously, what is causing the planets to take this path? Because obviously, for us, it's gravity, but there's still no explanation as to why what's going where it is.
You got to forget about gravity.
Because it doesn't.
You got to give up on that altogether.
Yeah.
You just have to say, okay, here's the deal. The Earth is stationary at the center, and the sun, for some reason, orbits the Earth. But for some other reason, all the planets prefer to orbit the sun, not the Earth. But the sun is orbiting the Earth. So now they're doing this whoop-de-doo spirograph thingy. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Well, it is at least easier if you do have the planets orbiting the sun. instead of trying to make the planets orbit the Earth and ignore the fact that they're actually going around the sun.
Yeah. If they're still going around the sun, if you can ignore gravity and just say, okay, they're doing the same thing, but Earth is stationary. Then the only trouble with that is then the universe is also spinning around at some astronomically fast speed. To you think they're complaining about 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, bringing geocentrism? The numbers become phenomenal.
Go 13 billion miles from here and have that thing whipping around once a day or once a year.
Yeah.
See how fast it's moving. Ooh.
Yeah. or some of a lot of the stars which are going around almost 24 hours, right? So they go pretty quick. Given the distances away they'd have to be. Even if you brought them in closer, they're still going pretty quick. If you had some magic
I think
sphere that they were sitting on beyond the solar system, Go on.
I think you get to the speed of light somewhere around Jupiter, don't you?
Probably.
Assuming you were doing it with Jupiter going around us rather than around the sun.
I have to do the maths and just see what speeds they have to be, and they'd have to be speeding up and slowing down too, though, which would be interesting as well. Unless it's somehow all the other planets are following the laws of gravity that we are aware of, but just for some reason we're not. Would be the only other possible way of doing it. That we're not affected by gravity somehow.
It's the heavenly energies.
Okay.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
I believe that's the excuse they used.
One of them.
I mean, when you consider it, I mean, 2,000 years ago, putting Earth at the centre because everything falls towards the Earth isn't a bad idea, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can sort of
especially
see
as we at that point invented the telescope.
You can sort of see why people would think that. Why would they think everything revolves around something else? But
yeah, knowing what they did at their time, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, particularly if you see the celestial bodies spinning around you and the sun's appearing to spin around you and the moon sort of appearing, you think, everyone must be going around. But then it was the wanderers. Is that what they referred to them? The wanderers? Basically the planets which weren't following that.
Wandering stars.
Yeah. Everything else followed a particular pattern except for these certain much brighter stars, which sort of to go weird retrograde orbits. Talking about weird retrograde things, I've got a Lindsay.
Go on then.
Go on, hang on.
Go on. Are you going to give us a bingo sheet then?
Yeah, I'll give you the bingo sheet. I'm just posting it out there and posting it in here. Hang on a sec. It's on man's perspective from within his arc of horizon. It's his title today. For some reason, if I paste that into here, then copy it, you guys get it much better, and you guys get it much better out there. So there you go. Make as many cards as you like. And in here, where's the chat gone? Chat. There's more options now.
Oh, that's not actually the.
Isn't it?
No.
Really?
That's the Bingo Baker website.
You sure? Because that's what I get.
Open link in new window.
Let me paste in the chat here.
I just
try that one.
Oh no, that isn't the correct.
Oh, no.
That isn't going to. Oh, I bet it's because the hash in the URL.
Maybe because
Could be. Right, it's worked in internal chat, but the one out there didn't.
okay.
Because
Oh,
I just noticed
yeah.
the underline finishes at the end of the .com.
Yeah. Let
And
me
it
try
hasn't
this.
got the.
Yeah, there you go. That one works. See the slash after the com in the second one I posted?
Works.
Yeah.
Oh, bollocks, I'm not having 3 cards. 2 will do.
What am I posting? Blue's posting something here. Hang on a sec.
I can pretend to have your attention for just a few moments, mate.
Oh, we'll put that on in a sec. I'll save that for next.
I can pretend to have your attention
Oh,
for
shoops, wrong thing. Lindsay. Hang on, I've got to generate my own card. Hang on a sec. There we go. Let's retract it for a minute.
So that one's got Kundalini, and so's that one. Oh, great.
Yes. I'm guessing what you want for us, Arc of Horizon, is you want a card with Arc of Horizon on it. Because.
Okay, let's try
third Arc of Horizon.
Yeah. Because that's obviously going to come up.
Card number 3 then.
Okay.
That's got Arc of Horizon on it.
Oh, yeah.
And it hasn't got Kundalini, right? That's got to be the one to go for then.
Okay. We'll go then. Okay, let's see how we go.
Welcome to another lesson, a physics lesson on the flat earth system. This has come about from the Sideman Dan's one of his latest videos regarding me. Making me famous is what he's doing. If anyone's got a brain out there, it's only going to expose the truth as opposed to their silly garbage. He didn't make a very good job of debunking any of those points. He hid half the facts and then picked on the simple stuff that I can explain quite easily. So I've taken one, I was going to expand on it, and then it brought me to the sun's analemma. And that's his first video he did on me regarding the magnetic cycles. He didn't even delve into that when I mentioned the magnetic cycle ratio, okay, with the flat earth system. So overall on a flat earth system, the sun's analemma does this. That's on an overall scale of things, but man doesn't see Earth on an overall earthly scale. He sees his own image within his own arc of horizon. Now, every man dwells in this arc of horizon that I've mentioned hundreds of times in my videos. Man standing here, 90 degrees to zenith. Okay, everything comes to him perpendicular off that arc. Okay, so that's his visual perspective of the universe around him. So this is the overall earthly system. If you were out there in La La Land, you could see it all. See the magnetic fields of Earth curving like this. Lateral curving field. Science calls curved linear for their coordinate system because it's a toroidal field. So this isn't exactly a toroidal field, but you've got the shape. You see, what this is showing is man's meridian. It's not showing you the curving magnetic fields of the Earth, obviously, because it's not a live system with the tropical gap, with the toroidal and poloidal system. So you could consider these, every man is on one of these north to south meridians, centre north, out to the south, okay? So let's break this down over here, okay? So I've got the northern hemisphere, which we'll say is the centre north here, which never moves off its axis point. But the southern image is always revolving around the north, because as the centre north, the centre of creation is back to the centre of the the hyperboloid of the torus field is dead centre. That's where all the energy comes out. So as this turns, it's reflecting its image out around here. So this turns and this is turning this image all the way around. So you're always getting an image out here. So we come over here. So the fixed centre north that only turns but doesn't move that way, that way, that way, or that way. It just turns like this. The magnetic field just swings out like that. And there's the southern hemisphere, okay? So every man's on one of those meridians, so there's the centre north, and right up here, straight through there would be his south, okay? Straight line, he's on a meridian. So if he could take a camera and film the sun's position every day at the same time, he would get a lovely image of a sun and a lemma dead straight on his meridian, right there in front of him, north to south. Okay, you can't go and tell me that everyone else on the globe is seeing that nice little image that this guy's got right in front of him. That would make them look really dumb if they did. Okay, and I'm going to delve into why. Well, that's the obvious reason. It's because it's nice right there in front of them, nice and straight, north to south. How can anyone else see that from all around the globe?
But they don't.
No, it's just rubbish. That just proves that every man sees an image like that on his arc of horizon, in his hemisphere. Okay? Now, if he wasn't filming dead north to south, the image would be distorted because he swung his camera off north to south. He swings it to the west or the east, the image is going to be skewed off. Okay? So if I'm in the southern hemisphere and I'm getting an image, I'm going to have to aim back to the tropics, the tropical gap. This guy's going to have to aim towards the tropical gap as well. So he's going to film it. He's going to get an image like this. It's his dead straight image, north to south. Okay? He's going to film that image. Nothing's in the tropical gap because there's no magnetic field in the tropical gap. See, Simon Dan doesn't touch on that, does he? Doesn't expand on that. And this guy, so because we all have our own arc of horizon, this guy in the south, that's his arc of horizon, okay? Because there's a multitude of these all the way around the north. It's infinite because every man has one, okay? So this man's obviously standing right there in the middle because he's 90 degrees to the zenith of this hemisphere, his dome. He's going to aim to the tropical gap and he's going to have a sun and a lemma that looks like this.
But he doesn't.
You see? They're both opposing each other. So straight away, you've debunked the globe theory. You can't have a sun and a lemma like that if there's only one globe in one season.
What happened. If that's what happened.
At the same time of the year. What's happening here? They can't use their tilting ball BS, can they? No. Okay. So he's taken a shot north to south. That's his meridian, north to south. He can take another photo. If this guy here, if he aims his camera, it's going to be his northwest. This will be his northwest, east, southeast. He can film one that sort of looks a bit like this somewhere over there because you've got to imagine it's falling down his arc of horizon, going down. Everything goes up and over his horizon, right? Goes out of his perspective, not below his perspective. So he can film another one that's a bit distorted on a bit of a weird angle over here. Now, this man here, he can set up a camera and film that. He can set up a camera and film this, and film that, all in the same year. How does that happen? How do you explain that if you lived on a spinning ball? Where's the sun? Is the sun there, there, or there? It's absolute garbage. I mean, I've debunked their ball plenty of times, but this is just a joke. Look at this. This guy will get one too. He'll get one something like this, and he'll get one over here. Because this guy here is still in his own pod as well, his hemisphere. And this is why they tell you to live on a ball, because you've got the one hemisphere here and one hemisphere there. So they put them back together and tell you to live on a ball. Well, it doesn't work when you start filming your sun and lemmas, and they're both opposing each other like that. Oh, so this is what I was talking about, the magnetic cycle, the ratio. So we can have a 2 to 3 ratio, or we call it a Fibonacci, or we call it a golden ratio, or it's Plato's unequal divided line. So there's your line, there's Plato's line, unequal divided line. Okay, you can't deny this stuff. That is one magnetic cycle. Every man on a meridian has that one cycle. There's another cycle. Oh.
We're not getting bingo in a hurry, are we?
Another cycle.
No, I'm not going anywhere near it.
And there's another cycle. And there's another cycle. And there's another cycle. Okay? Now, this guy here, he sees his celestial bodies come out from the north. They swing around like this. Because that's the way the magnetic field flows too. And the sun always follows the magnetic field. And you get another one go around like that, or like that, or like that, or like that, or like that, okay? But he's on a meridian. He only sees the celestial bodies do this on one meridian. But then he'll see it go away to his west, but it comes around like this. The next guy around to his west will see it go like this. The other guy will see it go like this. The other guy will see it go like this. The other guy sees it go like this. See, everyone talks about the flower of light, but they'd have no idea what the hell it means or what it's all about until you understand the flat earth system and the magnetic field, how it flows. All your stars are doing this cycle. Sort of, but anyway, this is more like the sun. Okay, because back at the centre of Earth, the stars actually do this S-curve. It's all coming out of there, that central vortex, reflected out. So you can imagine the pattern that's cast into your arc of horizon. If the stars come up like this, then swing back down again. They go up and down in 24 hours, over 24 hours. This is where you get that curving effect in our sky, going across your arc of horizon, but you don't really see it. The only time you really get to understand the system, let's draw this other one. It's way more obvious if you live in the southern hemisphere, okay? This guy, he's standing at his zenith, okay? 90 degrees to the zenith of his arc. And he's going to see, I mean, it all comes out of here, you see. It all swings around from his east. It goes around him like that and swings back around like that. So it comes out, he doesn't see that part way back there, does he? He did, well, through here.
He said black hole yet at all.
He just sees it coming from the east. Okay?
No.
But there's times of the years where he can track the stars and get to film them turning up here at them when night falls. Track it here and then track the star all the way around here like this. Okay? And in the southern hemisphere's southern summer solstice, he can film the sun way back here, southeast, and see it going way down over here, which is southwest. Okay? But in the June solstice, which is summer up here in the north, he can see his moon. We can see the full moon disappear over here at 10 in the morning. 10 in the morning. I'm already 37 degrees north, minus 37 degrees north. I'm looking dead south and there's the full moon. But at the same time, the guy on the north here, somewhere up here, to the north, the full moon will be up here, to his north. But they're trying to tell you, because you live on a globe, you're looking around the other side of the ball, right? But you can't, because if I'm standing here, I can only see what's happening there. I can't see what's happening down here. I can't see around the ball. So this other guy on the other side of the world can see it.
You can if the moon's further away than you say, mate.
You've got to be really dumb. You've got to be really dumb to believe that garbage. But on the flat earth system, it's all explained if you understand man's arc of horizon. Man is from the earth. There's the earth. There's the manly system. The earthly system, the manly system. His perspective of the universe. He's like the sun, looking out of creation. The son of man. We're all of the light. We're all universal beings. We're all God in our own right. But we're not illuminated spiritually until you go through your divine rebirth. But that's something science knows nothing about, so there's no point talking about that in this video. So you understand that, there's your flower of life, and that's how it comes about. Understanding the magnetic field of the Earth in the northern hemisphere, and understanding that one of these cycles, there's another one there, another one there, infinitely all the way around the south, because the southern hemisphere is forever moving. The northern hemisphere is always turning, but you don't see it during the day, do you? You don't see the stars curling out during the day. But this can easily be verified with your cameras by just checking on what I just said there. The sun,
what you said
how does
doesn't
the sun
work,
get
mate.
way over there? How does the sun get way over there if it's supposed to be up here in the tropical gap? We're told it's all up here in the tropical gap. What's the flippin' moon doing way over there? I've just explained you can't see beyond, right around the ball, so they can't say you live on a globe. And when I see it up there, it's on the other side of the globe for this guy to see in here.
You're not talking about a globe, mate.
Total rubbish. Okay?
You're talking about some funny
understanding the cycle.
toroidal field thing.
The cycles of the sun. These are all individual cycles on man's arc of horizon, on his meridian. We all get them. They're all individual, all relative to the observer. Okay? While I'm here, there's another image there, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, look, toe to toe, all described in the religious text. Jesus is the sun, you see.
Yes, he did.
Washing his feet on the river banks, which is the tropical gap that's classed as the river. It's the Jordan. It's the holy place in there on an earthly system, which is also connected to your spiritual system, your mind. And this is how the what's his name? The Rothschilds came to fabricate this land down here on earth and call it Israel. They could see the money in that, you see. And if everyone was religious and they believed in this Israel, and they go and put the peg in the ground and say, there's Israel. Imagine the billions of dollars they could make. So they go and steal this bit of land over there and say, hey, that's Israel. You know? No, Israel's in here. Your holy place. There's a long story there. You see these in print, not ancient texts, his shield bearer went ahead of him. Shield bearer. This is his shield in stories. There, his shield went above him. In other words, it's to do with the Milky Way. Actually, goes up, moves over, and becomes a line between the two hemispheres. So that's his shield, you see, and he has to align with the other hemisphere. That's an alignment. Okay, went over him. His shield bearer went ahead of him, so it goes ahead, goes up to his head. It's above him. In another story, something preceded him. So you go preceded, seated as in is a part of the divine awakening, or you could say, because of the cog system, the northern hemisphere being so small and the southern hemisphere being so big, preceded. It's to do with this one going quicker than this one here, this cog system. This is going to be like a lot more cogs in one smaller confined area. Okay, I'm about to do a video on this. Very interesting, but that'll go into my Patreon page. Okay. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.
Well, I was a bit disappointing.
The most I got was 2 in a row, several times over, but that was it. It's just
I got 3 in a row, but that was it. But I only got 2 others.
Yeah, I got.
Unless I can count.
Yeah,
unless I can count Taurus field as a toroidal field.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was capped. Yeah, I thought that's close enough, but even then, I could still only get. I got 2 in a row, 1, 2, 3 times on that card. Once on that card.
In that case, I got 3 in a row twice.
Right.
For a total of 6.
I didn't get much at all. You didn't go into the usual stuff.
That was pants.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Well, he said words. I know they were words. I recognised them. They were not in any sort of order that I recognised, though.
So, is it true, as I understand it, that is he actually that wrong in that? Oh, sorry, is that wrong in that the NLMA is not just looking north-south, right? That you get it at different spots if you take it at different times of the day. I found this video, which might help to explain what I mean. Hang on, let me just forward to the more interesting bit. Explains how he does it. Yeah, here we go. So you see the time of day that he's taking the photo. So it's got nothing to do with the direction he's pointing, right?
Mm.
So he's looking in the same place all the time. So you only get it if you're looking north-south, if you take it all at noon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just double checking. I thought that. And I think the other thing that they picked up in the peanut is golden ratio is a little bit out. he was saying 2 to 3 is the ratio, but that's not the golden ratio. That's pretty cool video though.
No, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He says he 180,000. So we were at the start there. 180,000 exposures.
Blimey.
To do that.
You don't want to do that with a DSLR then.
No. That's a lot of, and it's a pretty dedicated setup. So that's a whole year. And you hope nothing happens to it. I suspect he's overlaid the main image though, because obviously you're not going to get that same image every time. But and then he's just taken because I think he says on here that he just did it with a solar filter to do that, and then he's obviously overlaid that on top of the background. That one to make it more interesting. So cool. So Lindsay, that's one of the frustrating things. Lindsay will never actually do those observations. He says, will he? He'll just say,
yeah. So effectively, he's taken, he's made us analema plot for every minute, of the day across the year.
Yeah, I think he says he's taking them every 60 seconds. So. So
each one of the analemas as they move will be the set of shots taken at that time point on the day.
So it's going to have to split each. So when he takes a day's worth of images, obviously he's got to split them up into a file. I assume, if by the way I'd be doing it, would be splitting them into a file or folder for each day, so that then you can join those together to make that image. So then he's making whatever number of seconds that is, 360. So he'd be doing it 12 hours, right? Roughly 12 hours a day. No, less than that.
It depends on his
position. Yeah.
It depends on his latitude, of course, because I mean, for us, you'd have to be doing it about 17 hours a day to.
Yeah, but you're talking about
if you're going to do it for all the time that the sun is above the horizon in the summer.
So
of course, you're not going to see much at the bottom of it in the winter.
You're at least doing around 1,500 to 1,000 separate analemas, right?
Yeah.
To make that video. So that's a lot. So managing that amount of information to make sure you get it, you have to make sure you keep everything together, otherwise you'd muck it up. But very good job, I think.
Oh, thank God for that, Clive's here.
Clive's here.
We can start now.
I mean, yes, we will. Okay, now thanks for coming, guys. I think we'll have.
How dare Clive get here after we've done Lindsay?
After we done, he loves Lindsay though. Clive wants us to do a Lindsay marathon.
That's fine. I can go and do another marathon somewhere else.
You'll actually run a marathon instead of watch a Lindsay marathon?
No, I have started a marathon. I have now completely rewatched the first series of Game of Thrones.
Oh, have you?
On to series 2, because I thought that's actually a while since I've seen all this. I'll go right back to the start and watch it all again.
I've got it all.
I've just got to that pivotal moment at the end of the first series where there's the Khaleesi standing there butt naked with 3 little dragons.
Oh yes, yeah.
All over
Is that in the first series?
Her dead husband's funeral bier.
Is that in the first series? That the dragons hatch?
Yep.
Oh, some reason I had a feeling it was in the second series. But...
No, that's the very last. That's the last scene of the last episode of series 1.
Okay.
Where she
walks out of the fire.
She's done this deal with the witch, and Khal Drogo's come back from the dead, but he's still basically dead.
Yeah.
But breathing. So She burns him plus the witch, and the witch is screaming, and she just walks into the fire. And of course, as has already been established, she's completely immune to heat.
Yeah,
and she knew that. So
that's it. Because otherwise, she
when they
couldn't have
wake up in the
dragons.
morning, there's all the embers and the ashes, and there she is sat there. And of course, the 3 stone eggs that she took in with her have hatched in the fire, and she's now got 3 baby dragons.
Yeah. Actually, so the first 2 series were quite good. Unfortunately, it didn't end very, very well.
I mean, of course, the first series had the shocker that Ned Stark got his head cut off. Well, of course he did, because he's Sean Bean.
Yeah.
And there's only one thing that Sean Bean really has ever survived, and that was playing Richard Sharp in the Sharps adaptations. Because, of course, he doesn't die, but just about everything else he's in. Oh, it's Sean Bean. When's he going to die then?
Die.
Now,
it's like, oh, no, they're going to cut his head off. Well, that's a shocker. Sean Bean, you know.
Have you read the books, perchance?
I know. I was gonna. They came up cheap on Amazon on Kindle at one point, and I thought I've still got so many books to read that I just at some point I will buy the books, but I've got so many Kindle books, physical books that I actually need to like finish reading. So,
fair enough. Because I know that the first couple of series follow the books, and then it goes a bit. Then they go off on their own track. That's my understanding. But
they followed his stuff for something like I think the first 4 series.
Yeah.
And then they were filming it faster than he could write them because he's a notoriously slow writer.
Yeah.
I think that certainly the last 3, maybe 4 series, he'd got enough in his head or enough plotted out that he could sort of give them pointers, but that was about it. It's like, come on, we need another book. Sorry, I just won't have them done in time. And of course, now he's gone back and done prequels.
Yeah, and definitely. Well, I heard some people didn't like the prequels, but anyway. And Clive, I've watched all of the Planet of the Apes and all the new ones as well. Do you know there's a new Planet of the Apes movie coming out? Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw there's a new one coming out.
Yeah, I don't mind the new web series. It's quite good. The really weird thing about the old Planet of the Apes is the budgets got smaller as they made them, and they became more popular. They actually gave them less money to make them, and the quality got worse. And the quality got worse and worse as a result. So the last one, which is meant to be this massive battle scene, the guys, because I've watched the making of, they got as many cameras as they can and film this as much as possible, and then try to stitch it together to make it look like it was bigger than it actually was.
That happened when I think the BBC were involved in filming the Sharps series based on the Bernard Cornwell novels. Right. When you get to Sharps Waterloo, I mean, Waterloo was an absolutely massive battle. There were thousands upon thousands of soldiers on each side. When you watch Sharps Waterloo, I don't think you see any more than 100 people in the shot at any one time. You know, it's like some little skirmish because they just didn't have the budget, you know, to have lots and lots of extras and then copy them in CGI like they did in things like in Gladiator when they rebuilt part of the Colosseum. They just had a chunk of people.
Yeah, and they repeated it. Yeah.
The BBC didn't even have the budget for that. So when you watch Sharps Waterloo, it's like...
It wasn't the BBC paying for it. It was ITV.
Was it IT? Oh, I can't remember. But
it was ITV.
The budget clearly wasn't there, you know, which is why I'm now looking forward to this new film that's coming out about Napoleon, because obviously the Battle of Waterloo should be quite a pivotal part of it. And it'll be interesting to see if they can get the scale of it right, because it was huge. There were so many people crammed into that little valley. It was quite something.
They managed it with the movie they made in the 70s, didn't they?
Back then, they could afford the extras. If you look at all the sprawling epics, you know, Ben-Hur, Spartacus, all of them. Zulu, they had thousands of extras. They just don't do that anymore.
They didn't pay them for a lot of extras in a lot of films before. People just went in just to be in the film. You know? So it didn't cost as much, but now they actually pay extras, and it costs them a lot more. Well, I'm curious to see how that comes out, because I think because I know in the Battle of the Planet of the Apes movie, I think you see the same ape die like 15 times from different angles, just because that was all they could do. It's meant to happen.
You see that in a lot of films of that period in the 70s. You'll see certain scenes, and then if they want to repeat it, they'll literally just flip it. And you think, well, hang on a minute, we just saw that scene, but it was the other way around, you know.
Yeah. So it's a bit like I don't know if you get this one. Wearing underpants in Big Hero 6. The guy talks about how he can make his underpants last because you wear it front ways and then you wear them back ways and then you.
That's listed in Red Dwarf. He turns them inside out.
It turns them inside out. You can get more out of them.
Even some of the more recent films where they're under limited budget. If you watch the original Alien, you know when they find the sort of fossilized navigator in that big chamber.
Yeah.
Take the navigator away, put some eggs on the floor. That's now the room that they drop into belief. It's exactly the same background. It's the same scene. They've just changed what's on the floor. And they had to do that a lot in the films at the time, and particularly in Alien, because they just didn't have the budget. And everything had to be done on the cheap.
Even on the second Alien, which probably made it better, they're meant to have this whole scene where you see all the colonists, etc. Because remember, that's what they're going to rescue. And they ended up taking all that. They couldn't do it. They had to take it all out, and that's why you don't see any of that.
There was a very difficult to get video of Aliens, the special edition.
Yeah.
That had absolutely everything put back in. The whole lot.
All right.
Every single deleted scene. I presume you can get that on DVD now, but back then that was a rare thing, and somebody bought it for me for my birthday, and it got all the the smart guns. Even when Ripley's on the space station, there's a whole chunk there cut out. But yeah, the whole backstory to Newt and her parents, because it's her parents who go into the crashed spaceship, and you've already established that she's good at playing in the air ducts, and there's that whole backstory. That's gone.
Yeah.
Because they were worried the film's too long. Film was too long.
It's one of those films that even though Alien was pretty good, Aliens was probably better, I think, personally. But that's definitely one of those sequels that definitely was not. It was definitely not a failure of a sequel. It was quite a good sequel. So.
3 didn't do so well.
3 was rubbish.
I love Alien Resurrection. I think it's a brilliant film, but it bombed.
I think 3. The problem is that they killed off the. You had this whole aliens, and everyone, it was great. They got to the end. They saved the girl. They're all heading off back to Earth, and then 3 turns up and they're dead. And it's like, it was just like you'd lost all that emotional payoff.
Yeah.
It was like, well, that was a waste.
Yeah, it was a bit.
I think that killed it. I think that's the same with Terminator. Was it last Terminator where they, in the first part of the scene, you see them kill off Connor. And it's sort of like,
oh, that was the very latest one, wasn't it? I can't remember what it's bloody called.
And people say, but you've just now destroyed all the story of all the other films. And it's like, why?
Clive makes a good point. I think what also works now that films are longer these days, but most of us are watching them at home. Where it's easy to watch films at home. You can pause the bloody thing and go off and make a cup of tea and have a pee and all the rest of it. Whereas you're sat to be honest, the cinemas over here, the chairs aren't the most comfortable. And if you're expected to sit in there for 3+ hours straight, look at that. I mean, I've done that in the past. I made the mistake of watching JFK in the cinema. My God.
All right.
They do stop for an intermission.
Yeah. Back in the day, let's have an intermission, please.
I haven't had an intermission for a long time.
When they showed it in the theatre in
and buy your ice cream for the girl with the little tray at the front.
That's right. God, that's ancient history these days. But yeah, you're expected to sit in a uncomfortable cinema seat with the hoi polloi all around you making noise and crunching away and fucking about on their phones. for 3+ hours. Or you can sit at home where you've got a decent sized TV and you think, yeah, I'll put the sound bar on, I'll boost the sound up. Oh, I need a pee. I'll just pause it. I'll go away and come back again. You haven't missed anything, you know.
Yeah. Well, our seats are pretty good here in cinemas, so I got to admit, I haven't been to cinema for a long time now, many years. But I used to go.
I haven't been for a while.
I used to go almost once a week for a long time now.
I think the last film I saw at the cinema might well have been Chicken Run.
Right, that's a long time ago.
There's a sequel to that coming out.
There is. I don't know why, but there is.
Yeah, because it hasn't got the same voices.
No.
Chicken Run, that's 23 years old.
I can't see Nick Parks, I'm sure that he can't be much involved in it, because it's got to be the Aardman Animation pushing it, because Nick Parks pretty fussy about his films. That's why he stopped making. That's why he stopped making Wallace and Gromit, because he thinks that he's not going to do them unless there's a good story.
Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget is coming out on Netflix on December the 15th. So there you go.
Well, Netflix. It's not even going
to video.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it? Hopefully, it's good.
Be able to watch it with my grandson when he's about the same age as my daughter was when I went and watched it with my daughter.
Oh yeah. My son.
It's still being done. It's still being done by the same company.
Aardman Animation. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't imagine that they would have given it up, but I'm just wondering if Nick Park was involved or not. I'll have to have a look. Nick Park was the Wallace and Gromit, who basically, wouldn't exist without him. But obviously, he needed Aardman to produce the work, because
I think
it takes a long time.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a new Wallace and Gromit in the pipeline as well, but no date's been given. It hasn't got a title yet. So
I always worry about this, because when this happens, it's usually a sign that they've run out of money, so they're just throwing stuff together that they know it's gonna. We'll see. Maybe it's good. Who knows? They have had a few failures, Aardman. Early Man, I think, was one of theirs. Wasn't so good. They had a few successes with Shaun the Sheep, but I think they pushed that a bit too far.
Yeah.
So no, we'll see. Now, Blue posted a video before that related to the intro. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh right. Oh cool.
Well, yeah, you want to hear a funny flight attendant? Listen to this one.
So let's play this up.
Just a few moments, my ex-husband, my new boyfriend, and their divorce attorney are going to show you the safety features of Boeing 737-800 series. It's been a long day for me. To properly fasten your seatbelt, slide the flat end of the buckle to release lift up on the buckle. Position your seatbelt tight and lower across your hips like my grandmother wears her support bra. If you get mad, you want to take your toes in your own, there's 8 ways to get there. 2 forward exit doors, short wing window exits, 2 rear exit doors, signs overhead, disco lights, and the floor lead each exit. Everybody gets a door prize in the seat back pocket in front of you, along with 30 diapers, chewing gum wrappers, banana peels, and all other gifts you leave for us from time to time. It's a safety information card. Take it out, check it out. You'll notice in the highly unlikely event that the captain lends us near a hot tub, everybody gets their very own teeny-weeny yellow Southwest bikini. One size fits all. Take it out on the shoulder to so, place it over your head, wrap that strap around your waist, buckle it in front, pull the tighten. Once that's out, pull down on the red tab, inflate to manually inflate below the tube at your shoulder. The flight attendants are coming by, hoping that you'll tell them how good-looking they are. They're going to make sure that your seat backs and trays everywhere in their full, upright, absolutely most comfortable position possible. And your carry-on items are crammed and shoved completely into the seat in front of you, leaving absolutely no room for your knees or feet. As you know, it's a no smoking, no whining, no complaining flight. It's a please and thank you, and you are such a good-looking flight attendant flight. Smoking is never allowed on board of Southwest. If you're caught smoking in the lavatory, the fine for that's $2,000, and if you want to pay that for your airfare, you should have flown somebody else. If we do make you that nervous the next hour and a half, you're more than welcome to step outside. We don't discriminate at Southwest. We have a special smoking section just for you. We'll even show you a movie tonight. We have Up in the Air. And the flight attendant serving your name is Wendy, and her motto is, if you can light it, you can smoke it. Now, the law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying any smoke detector or webcam in either of our laboratories. Federal aviation regulation require passenger compliance with the light of passenger information signs and posted placards. Basically, Just do what we say and nobody gets hurt. And although we never anticipate a loss in cabin pressure, if we did, we certainly wouldn't be at work tonight. But if needed, for oxygen mask is off the compartment overhead. Stop screaming, let go of your neighbor, pull under that plastic tubing is fully extended, place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. To activate the flow of oxygen, simply insert 75 cents for the first minute and 50 cents for each additional minute. Although that plastic bag may not inflate, you are receiving lots and lots of gin. Oxygen it is. And if you're traveling with small children, we're sorry. If you're traveling with more than one child, pick out the one that you think might have the most earning potential down the road. And if you're traveling with somebody needing very special assistance, like your husband, bless his heart, or your wife, put on your mask first. That's it for the do's and don'ts of show and tell. Sit back and relax, or you can sit up and be tense. Either way, so never mind on a game to game, the clock's already ticking. Seriously, if there's anything at all we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please tell us. Just as soon as we land in Salt Lake City. And if there's anything you can do to make our flight more enjoyable, we'll tell you immediately. We're not shy in Southwest. That's what we call very cheap entertainment. Nobody had to pay extra, but you certainly don't get a refund. That's thanks for choosing Southwest. Welcome aboard.
There you go.
Did you leave that on chipmunk speed?
I think I did.
I think you did, yeah. Because I was struggling to pick up with that.
I was thinking, that was normal.
She speaks at about 300 words a minute all by herself.
That was normal. That was normal speed. I just checked.
Jesus, that was normal.
What?
Yeah, that was normal. I wasn't even chipmunk. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, first of all, I was trying to, you got to get past the southern accent for a few of those things there, but then, yeah, she was going. No. I think it's a smart.
Well, yeah, I have that problem when you turn Lindsay up to 1.25.
All right.
Yeah. I gotta get,
that New Zealand accent.
Get past his damn accent and understand what he's saying.
Yes. Well, I think that's not just his
accent.
Go on, Alan. Go.
It doesn't matter whether you can understand Lindsay's accent at 1.25 speed. He's not making any sense anyway.
It's true.
Yeah, but I'm trying to play bingo.
Yeah, he wants to get the words. You got to get the words. We're going to get a bingo.
Hang on, did he just say that?
Well, he's got this real annoying one. Have you noticed where he says Northern Hemisphere and then he goes the Southern Realm or Southern something or other, and you
yeah.
Why do I here get both words in one go? That's always a bit irritating. Now, believe it or not, I don't actually have much. I do have, as I said, I'll hold on to the tank quiz till next time when Paul's here. I think we'll have more fun that way. I did see, though, there was a CC posted. Apparently CC has just posted a new video. It's only 2 minutes. Venus on our flat Earth. Okay, let's have a look. Venus on it. How many think that Venus is actually going to be any use? It is a dot in the sky. Okay. Could focus it a bit better. Oops, hang on.
Focus! Oh no, not the cinema. No. Focus!
Oh, horrible noise.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
What's he using?
So I guess he doesn't understand that most zoom lenses require to be refocused as you zoom.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
You can hear it clicking. I'm trying to work out what he's using to get the click. Must be something that sets it to each next zoom level. Now focus. Come on, focus. Oh, there we go. Going back. Moving around a bit there, Lindsay.
Is he talking?
Nah.
Okay, congratulations.
SOB in the background there. I don't know if you heard that. Sorry,
good job, CC. You got a video of an amoeba.
Yeah, a very out of focus one. Why have audio if you're not going to play it? Talk. Ooh!
What the hell is he doing?
I have no idea.
He's just zooming in and out and failing very badly at it.
I think so. I think that's all he's doing.
I mean, you start getting the points on the edges when it's zooms in so far and the brightness of Venus actually shuts the aperture down a little bit.
Yeah.
So that you go from having a fully open aperture, which is perfectly circular, to one with a few points on them as the aperture blades close down.
Yes. Now focus. Focus. Yeah. Just turn the focus. Well, let's zoom back out again. I had to say, I think I know now why he drives the bus and isn't an astronomy major.
Yeah, because the problem is that focus on a P900 is difficult because it doesn't have a proper manual focus option.
No,
doesn't it?
Okay.
No, it's only got autofocus.
Well, that's no good.
And it might not. It's obviously not continuous autofocus.
Doesn't it have an option? It doesn't have an option to go to pro mode or something like
that. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the P900 doesn't. It's really difficult to make. It's not easy because it's one of these cameras that you need to have.
So it's got 80.
You need to work around its limitations.
Yeah.
I was just going to try mine, but the batteries are flat.
So it's got 93 optical zoom, which isn't too bad actually. You got to admit.
Yeah, but it's only a 357mm lens.
Yeah.
Which means it's a very, very, very tiny sensor.
Yeah.
Which is why it's only 14, 15 megapixels.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if does it say anything about its focus there.
Yeah, they tend to gloss over. You tend to have to go into get the actual manual and dig into it a bit.
So 16 mil. It's only 16 megapixels.
Yeah.
1,600, 1,000. Well, yeah. So it's okay. So what's the highest rev? That's movie. So let's have a look. So 16 meg. That's right. It's about 4,600 pixels, which is my cheapo Nikon does.
I know it's three. I know it's 3,000. It's 3,456 pixels tall.
Right.
Because it's the same height as my 18 megapixel DSLR.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the DSLR is 3:2 instead of 4:3.
Yeah. So I've got the D5200, and it's 6,000. So it's twice. So twice as that. So I think I might even do better than that. I'll have to check. I'm not sure when I do it on RAW what the absolute maximum is. Digital zoom. So it does 4 times digital zoom on top of that. Electronic control 6-way diaphragm. So it does have a manual spot, manual normal, manual wide, which if I was... the fact that it's got names after the manual gives you the impression that it's not proper manual, as you said. Because if you had manual, why would you?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure what it doesn't have is I don't think it has a focus ring.
No. It doesn't tell me anything more than that. That's the text bit. I'd have to drag down the manual. Now, yes. And if you don't have someone who's sensible behind it, then you get whatever they want to take. Let's just acknowledging that the stars are there. I don't imagine anything useful. Yeah, so Shurston 2?
S Thurston 2.
S Thurston 2, yeah. The P900 manual focus, but most has a manual focus, but like Super Zoom, it's awkward to use. You can focus with thumb wheel or with the wheel in the back, so it doesn't have a focus ring like you were saying. So
yeah,
which does make it a bit harder to be accurate.
But then at the end of the day, it's a bridge camera.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't expect too much from it. It just happens to have a pretty good lens on it, but it's just a more expensive version of what I've got. Mine's a Nikon Coolpix. I think it's a B500.
Right.
You know, it's just a much cheaper version because I didn't need anything like a P900.
No.
But it's a bridge camera. It's not what I'd call a proper, DSLR camera. It's you can't change your lenses over. What you've got is what you've got.
Actually, in my view, the B500 is actually a better camera than the P900 because it's not got such a terrific optical zoom ratio. So you can make a better lens for the money.
Yeah, 40 times optical zoom. It's not a bad little camera. I mainly got it because it actually runs on batteries, proper batteries. So if you're out with it all day, tank museum, the batteries get low. It takes 4 AA batteries, so you just swap the old ones out and put some new ones in. You ain't got to worry about charging it up or putting different packs in it or whatever. You just put some, because I've got shitloads of AA batteries still. But these ones have obviously gone flat. Oh yeah, B500. Yeah, good little camera.
Yeah.
Which is fine for the long range stuff and for everything else you do.
Phone is fine.
Yep. Actually, I found the phone in this camera, the S20, the back camera in this phone, an S21, just an ordinary S21. I take some bloody good photos, to be honest.
Oh, what you mean, like?
Is yours the bigger version? Is yours the Ultra?
No, mine's the S20 standard S21.
Oh, right, yeah, same here.
Although, of course, being the photography nerd that I am, I always shoot it in RAW mode and get the DNGs and process them myself.
Oh no, I don't bother with that. I'm generally taking photos of boiler rooms,
Yeah. Well, I've actually done some. It's actually really good at nighttime photography as well.
I've not really tested that.
I was out one night doing some with the camera, and there was some really rather impressive noctilucent clouds.
Oh yeah.
And I got some nice photographs of that handheld, and not in night mode either. Turn that off,
right,
and just shoot it in pro mode, and hold it very still. Of course, that's a lot easier when you're resting your elbows on the arms of your wheelchair.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yes.
You've got a natural rest, haven't you? Yeah.
A bit more advantage.
Whereas the rest of us would be going, what bloody hell do we...
What you do, you tuck your elbows right in against your chest. It helps if you've got a bigger, heavier camera, because that works. The heavier the camera is, oddly enough, the better that works, because it helps push your elbows into your body. And of course, it has more inertia. And more inertia is good because it stops it wobbling backwards and forwards so much.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah. But yeah, there's too much importance these days placed on the cameras in mobile phones. It's like, look, you're not going to get that good a camera because you haven't got a proper lens, because it's got to fit on the back of a phone, and the sensor's not going to be huge either.
No, but I have been very impressed with the camera in that.
Yeah, so have I been. I mean, I've been using the Galaxy range of phones for some years now. So the 21, perfectly spot on, does absolutely everything I need to do. No point going to a 23; they're too expensive at the moment anyway.
Well,
yeah. Well, I would have been up for a new phone on the contract come Christmas, but don't see the point in getting rid of the one I've got.
No.
Yeah,
I'm on a SIM only anyway, but I generally replace the phones when the last software update was like 2 years ago, and they're not going to do another one. You think, oh right, okay.
And since I'm not paying
2 or 3,
I think my son-in-law's quite glad that I didn't want to update it, because he's going to be able to not pay so much money every month.
there is that to it. Yeah.
I think it meant that him and my daughter were both able to get new iPhone 15s.
Gotcha.
And no, I would never touch an iPhone.
Nope.
Nah, me too. I did see if I can do this. So on the screen is Nico and myself took the moon at the same time, different parts of the planet. So that photo I took was on the D5200 at the back of the Nexstar 4 telescope. That didn't do too bad a job getting to the moon. That's only I think that was 15 times lens, which that was right. But I'm not so good. I do have an S23 because my last phone I was going to upgrade to the S10,
right,
and they all got recalled. I hang on to my S9 for so many years.
I've got the last 2 or 3 phones still rattling around somewhere.
Yeah,
you never get rid of them just in case,
Yeah, I still got them because I've plonked it on the back of the on the telescope at the moment, so it's handy for doing that. But I do have. Let me see if I put this up. Where's Chrome gone? So it's not as good as the camera, the telescope, but that's from the S23. So unless I get something to magnify that a bit more, that was as good as I can get with that camera. I'll have to play around with it some more.
Yeah. I hear the S23 cheats with the moon.
Well, that's what I've been told. And that's why I took this as out of interest.
Uses AI to figure out what bit of the moon it's looking at and puts a high quality
image over it.
Surface in it.
This is what I've been told, because obviously those ones aren't. They were done with a telescope. But when I originally tried to take the picture, that's what I was getting. So it took me a little bit to get something close to a moon. So we'll see. But these other ones were my first attempts at trying to get photos with the telescope, and they're a little bit blurry. Oh, I got to show you this one. It's the back of my car.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The other day. So I have a hire car at the moment. lady ran up the back of us.
That
Oops.
that looked like she hit you pretty damn hard.
Yeah, it was a bit. Like, although we're not too bad. We had to tow the car. I towed both cars. Her airbags went off, ours didn't. And I'm not quite sure. We all stopped at the traffic lights, a fair way back from it. There was a bit of a queue. And the lights changed, and I went to move off, and then suddenly, bang, up the back of us. She never actually said to us what she thought was happening, but I suspect she either saw the lights green and just kept going and didn't slow down, or wasn't properly paying attention, or not quite sure. But she hit us with a reasonable bit of force, but there was no brake marks or anything, so I think she just wasn't paying attention. So
Probably on a bloody phone.
Could have been. I don't think so. She was getting ready to
So
go up
many
to
people are these days.
She's getting ready to go up to Sydney to see her daughter, and this is on the way out of town. So I think she may not have been paying proper attention to what was going on around her. I was a little bit busier than usual. There's a few things going on just in that area at the time, and the queue were much longer than normal, and then maybe she just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Obviously not paying attention. C'est la vie. Waiting for that to come back.
Right.
Well, I think I might call the show quits because it's now past midnight here. Next week we can have Paul, who can do a tank quiz and can also tell us about his brand new bush bike that he's been riding.
I better start sorting up then,
Hey, Farmers, is that a new chair you've got?
No, I've had this one for quite some time. The old one's over there. This is very comfortable.
It just struck me as different for some reason.
No,
I don't think I
there's
noticed
the old
the
one.
back.
There's the old one. Once you sat in that for more than 10 minutes, it starts creaking. So I use that for me modelling, and this one you really can sit in it all day. Just every now and then, like all of these chairs, you lean back in it, and one of the adjusters is ever so slightly moved. You go, oh.
Yep. That's right.
I just didn't remember seeing the white on the back before.
Oh, yeah.
So sorry, Judy, you got come a little bit late, I'm afraid. Since
Oh, you just came. Oh, that was nice.
yeah, I wasn't going to touch that, but you know.
Good for you.
Some people. Yes. So yes, we'll have Paul. We'll have a tank quiz that he's already got queued up, ready to go. We'll hear about his bike. We'll see if Farmers grows any more hair between now and next week.
It grows fast, but not that bloody fast.
Yes, I shall be having mine shorn tomorrow.
I do my own shearing nowadays because
I just daren't. And it only cost me a tenner. Well, it cost me less than that, but it's like, yeah, look, here's a tenner, keep the change, whatever it is. It's
tenner? Really, a tenner? It costs more than that here. If I go to the let's call it the generic hairdressers, I think it's like $25-$30, and all they're doing is
£7 something. She said this morning. I just said, yeah, keep the change, whatever. I mean, the two ladies in there, they have their own little pots on the desk. If you want to tip them, and it's just like, yeah, keep the change, stick it in your pot, you know.
No, well,
you can't grumble at paying somebody a tenner to have your bloody haircut, can you? Even if it only
I do it at that, but you know we're charging double that here. So, and since all they do is running
with a set of clippers to go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I don't want to pay that for that.
You got to remember exchange rates, though. That's probably getting. I mean, 20 quid's getting up towards. Sorry, 10 quid's getting up towards 20 of
Yeah,
your
but
dollars, isn't
yeah,
it?
but I'm saying it's costing us $25 to $30 to get someone to just run the clippers through.
Yeah.
That's
because I look.
That's at the
Because Terry
generic
put that,
place.
I think
that list up of his
I think
PC.
£7.50 is particularly cheap, though.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's more like 10. It's more like 15 quid over here for a page of somebody to run the clippers over your head.
Yeah. Wow. That's why I've been using them for years and years. I think the lowest it ever was £6.50 to have your hair cut with it, number 4 all over. But it does only take minutes. It doesn't take long.
It was better when my mum used to take me to her hairdressers and they used to do the helmet cut. Do you remember the helmet cut? I hated the helmet cut. That was across the sides, that shape. So, much prefer to do my own.
The cut the military are famous for. What's under your hat's yours. What's not under your hat gets.
Yeah, but they shave it. They shave it all off first, though, don't they? That one of the first things it was quite famous for. You shave it all off. That way you don't have to worry about nits or anything.
The US, yes, but not necessarily the.
Not the UK.
Not us.
We're a bit more civilized over here.
Although I did think it was funny. One of the friends I made in basic training, they made him pay for it because you had to pay for the haircut. They made him pay for a haircut that didn't take any hair off his head. He turned up with a number 1 crop.
So he'd already got an appropriate haircut.
But they made him pay for it anyway.
But he sat in the chair and they ran the clippers over him, even if they didn't take any hair off.
Well,
oh dear,
that's what happens. Yes. Well, we can be prepared that I wonder if it'll bring up the fact that every British tank has tea making facilities, apparently. In the quiz.
I thought that was only since. I thought the BVs were only installed since the Centurion.
Yes, Centurion was the first. So pretty much the very end of the Second World War, they started fitting the BV, and then every armored vehicle, so be it a tank, an armored personnel carrier, whatever, ever since has had a BV fitted.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's primarily there to cook your ration packs because they tended to be boiling the bag. But of course, if you've boiled all these bags up, you've now got a vessel that's got lots of hot water in it. Oh, let's have a cup of tea.
Why not?
Although oddly enough, standard rat packs only went to boiling the bag about 20 years ago. Before that, everything was tinned.
Yeah. But it's the same thing. You could open up the tin and stick it, or just put it in. The primary reason was
open up the tin being the important bit.
They realised at the end of the war that so many tankers and vehicle personnel were at the slightest opportunity were bailing out of their tanks so they could get the old spirit stove going and make a cup of tea. And the Americans did comment on this during the Normandy campaign. Yeah. Every time they bloody stop, they make a cup of bloody tea. Yeah.
Why not?
And that was given serious consideration. And yeah, let's put a boiling vessel in the turret, and the crews can cook and make cups of tea without having to get out and get shot and hit by shrapnel and all the rest of it.
I remember seeing a YouTube video describing a tank versus anti-tank unit battle in the Western Desert.
Yeah.
Where at one point the British gunners were using a burning jeep to brew up.
Well, works.
Seems fair. Yeah.
Well, the jeep was still being driven around by some lunatic.
That's superb.
Oh well, I've said we're heading off a few times, so let's do this stuff. Oh, thanks, Peanuts, for coming, and we'll catch you again next week. I've got to find the magic stop button. I know it's here somewhere. I actually have it ready to go, but I've moved it around. Go on.
What's the date next Saturday? Is it the 11th?
It is.
It is indeed.
It is the 11th.
And
yes.
in that case, I probably won't be around.
Okay.
Because I have a date the other side of the village at 11 o'clock.
The 11th to the 11th. So what time did I start today in your time?
11 o'clock.
Okay.
Officially.
So I'll consider whether we start later again, even later. Maybe. We'll see how we go. What time would you be back?
Then I shall probably have to go and get on the bus to go to Norwich, so that I will be at my daughter's, so that I can get the bus into the city tomorrow on the Sunday morning to go to the big parade in Norwich on Sunday.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Oh, we'll see how we go. But obviously that's important for you. So
I might not be around next week. I'm gonna have to see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, it'll still be the 11th at 11th, regardless. So something's going to be happening. For those who can't work out what the 11th is, you might have to research that. 11 o'clock on the 11th is 11th. You should know what that is.
11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month.
Yeah. But not 1911. Just in case.
No.
Don't go too far. Okay. Oh, thanks, guys. Sorry for those that didn't turn up sooner. But that's the way it goes. We will catch you next time. I still lost the button. What's the button? Where'd it go? It's got to be here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, guys. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Good stuff.
It should be stopped.